Welcome back, Phillies, to the most valid podcast. I'm one of your two top hosts in this podcast.
And there are only two.
My name is Lenny, and up here we have the other host,
Stewie.
Woo! And today we got some major topics to talk about. Excuse me.
Tupacs. No, not Tupac. No,
Tupac.
P. Diddy.
Oh.
We're not gonna throw that out there right now.
But first of all, what are we going to start with?
Well, we had a wonderful week of Philly sports. A lot of news, a lot to talk about. But first, we're going to talk about the Philadelphia Eagles, baby. I mean, got a few things to talk about this week. First things first that we're going to talk about is Jordan Mailata, the Aussie. Big news. Signed a 3-year, $66 million contract. What do you think, big man?
No, I like it. I like this man as a guy. He played rugby, and me myself, I played rugby growing up.
What?
So
I did not know that. I mean, you're a big man.
I'm a big
Are
fella.
you kidding me? You played
I'm
rugby?
I'm not Aussie.
You didn't play football. You played rugby.
I played rugby.
Are you serious? Woo! Shit. Boy, I didn't know that.
Myself, I played rugby.
Damn, I'm not trying to tackle you.
Not for many years, but I did. It's a good sport. And
Shit,
Jordan Mailata, he played rugby. For good sports. I'm pretty sure he made it professional for 2 to 3 years. It was a little bit of spirit before he joined the NFL. But, I like him. I like his personality. I like who he is.
Fun
I like
guy.
the player. Like you said, he's a big fucking
Big
guy.
man. He's like 6'8".
Yeah.
And I must mention, he is also a fellow podcaster. Did you watch his podcast this week?
Yes, actually, I did.
Was it good? I've never seen
It's amazing. Listen, I love his voice. He's got this nice little Australian voice.
Australian accent. Yeah, it's amazing.
And plus, his podcast is called Friday Night Bangers, I'm pretty sure. It's literally just abandoned bangers that everybody grew up with. If you guys have a chance, go check it out. Support him out. Honestly, love him. Love the guy's voice. And like you said, the contract, he deserves it, in my opinion. There's a lot of other players that, we got some contracts that need to be extended.
Mm-hmm.
But I do. Jordan Mailata, love the guy.
Yeah, I think he's
you
talking
can't go
about
wrong with him.
I think he's talking about Skinny Batman. Yeah, we got to get him signed ASAP. But, the O-line looks good. I mean, I'd still say it's one of the best in football. Obviously, we lost Kelsey, but we got Jurgens. So I think we're looking good there. Obviously, on the other side, the other tackle, Lane Johnson, all-pro, stud. He still has 2 more years left. He said he wants to only play 2 more years left. So, Lenny, question. Do you think that the Eagles should address this in this draft, just like they did with Kelsey?
I think so. You have a good opinion there. I think so. But who knows? Who knows if they'll address it, but we'll see.
We will see. That's not the only move the Eagles made this week. They also brought back Avonte Maddox after they released him. Personally, I love this guy. I mean, this guy just loves the game of football. Tore his pectoral muscle last year in week 2, which a game that we both attended. It was a great game, by the way.
Beautiful game.
He came back late in the year, played in the playoffs. He did okay. Not how he normally does, but he's a great nickel cornerback. Even the year before that, got injured late in the year, came back for the Super Bowl, and really, there was no secondary in the Super Bowl that year. I mean, we got torched, but if you're gonna get torched by anybody, at least let it be Pat Mahomes. So we got Maddox back, and also extended Reed Blankenship. Lenny, thoughts on Reed?
I like Reed. He's a solid guy, solid white dude.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, for this defense, he is a solid white dude. I like the type of player.
Yep.
He's pretty athletic. He's got good speed, solid speed. He still has a little bit to learn.
Yeah, young guy.
But this season he did pretty good. He stepped up, and I liked it.
Yes,
I like him.
I will say he's a great ball hawk. From the times he played well. Just the question is health. Can he stay healthy? A lot of health issues this year. Even Sidney Brown had to start some games this year. Another guy who got injured. The secondary is definitely improved. We got Gardner Johnson. Like I said, just extended Reed. Just signed back Maddox. Obviously, still have Slay. Obviously, still have Bradbury. And another guy that I think is not necessarily a sleeper, but not talked about enough is Kelly Ringo. Came in for Bradbury after he got benched late in the year. And I think he played pretty well, but he's a rookie. Lenny, question. The Eagles were the 29th worst passer-rated defense last year. They gave up a lot of yards. I think you all Philly fans know that. Very frustrating. you think they're going to make any more moves? Still have about 30 million left to spend. I mean, do you think they'll bring in another safety?
As much as I want to say yes, I think free agents, no, not anymore. But I think in the draft, they could bring some secondary. Maybe one that could start over Bradbury. No offense, Bradbury.
Oh, yes. We will get to him in a second. Unbelievable.
But I think for free agency, I think we're going to save that money.
Yeah.
I think that we have good. Getting Avonte Maddox back was like
this would. Sorry, not to cut you off, Lenny, but this. When I say we have 30 million, we are at the cap limit. This would put us over the luxury tax, but we wouldn't be penalized. So yes, we are at our limit right now, but we do have 30 million left to spend if we want to. But yes, that is a good point. Maybe we just hold it where it is because, like you said, we still have to sign. I hope we sign DeVonta Smith. This is something we must do. Skinny Batman is phenomenal. Personally, my favorite wide receiver on the Philadelphia Eagles. I know Swole Batman is there, but he complains a little bit, but he's still phenomenal.
Hey, listen, he gets the job done.
He does get the job done.
Even for his size, oh my Lord.
He's unbelievable. Unbelievable when he's hot. Just gotta keep feeding him though, rightfully so. My opinion is I actually think the Eagles will make a move. Because in my personal opinion, I don't think that you can have enough depth at the secondary. I mean, there are guys like Justin Simmons out there. You got Jamal Adams, Micah Hyde, Diggs. I don't know if we're going to bring in a guy like Simmons. I think he's going to be asking for a little bit too much, but I think we signed maybe like an Adams. I don't think he's that good. I think he's injury prone. A veteran guy, maybe Diggs, a veteran guy. Just
something that they can learn from.
Maybe something that you could teach Reed and Sidney Brown. Yeah. Like, just a 1-year cheap deal. I personally believe that. Now, I agree with Lenny. I do still think we attack or we target secondary in the draft first round. But we'll talk about that in a second, the draft. Speaking of which, there is a sleeper man. Now, this man's a sleeper. Watch out for Isaiah Rodgers. I mean, This man got suspended last year for putting a little bit of bread on his team. I mean, he says it was for a friend or family that couldn't bet in their state. Yeah, that's just a nice excuse of saying you're preying on your team's downfall. I think he was basically betting on the Colts to stink, and they did, rightfully so. But by the way, when this man played, he was the 5th highest cornerback ranked by Pro Football Focus.
Wow.
And 6th in coverage grade. This guy is phenomenal. I mean, right when they released him, Howie jumped on him. And Howie's pretty good at seeking secondary talent free agency. I mean, but that's neither here or there. Look out for him. We'll talk more about him, but I want to talk about James Bradbury. Why is he still on this team? Howie, what are you doing?
I don't know. I don't know why he's on the team. I wonder what Howie sees in him.
I think I'm being a little hard on him, to be honest with you. I don't like James Bradbury. I don't think he fits in our system. Also, we're paying that man way too much money. Phenomenal first year with the Eagles. Phenomenal. All-Pro, Pro Bowl, had a terrible Super Bowl, cost us the game. Not to blame it on him, but obviously had that late game call on him, which led to them beating us. But that's, like I said, in the past. Bradbury has this tendency of having really bad years and then rebounding, having really good years. So that could be a reason why Howie's keeping him around, or like we just said, like I just said, like bringing in a guy like Diggs or maybe even Hyde. Just a veteran guy to help the rookies.
No, he's got the experience. He's been in the league for a bit.
I mean, I'm not sure if those rookies want any of Bradbury's knowledge, but I mean, you never know. But nonetheless, he's still on the team. So Howie's cooking up something. So like I said, I'm not going to hate on Bradbury. He was. I did not understand why people were talking bad on him, especially Giants fans, when he was released. They were like, man, like we're not worried about it. When I saw him released, I remember I was sitting at my lunch table with my friends. I was a senior in high school at the time, and I was like, yo, the Eagles got to pounce on this guy. Like, if we needed anything at that time, it was a cornerback.
It was him.
Which we signed. And he had a great year, but, I think last year we started to see why the Giants released him. I don't know if it's a confidence thing. I don't know if it's
maybe he gets a little nervous.
He also was put in the nickel a lot because Maddox got hurt, maybe just uncomfortable. I don't know, but Bradbury was a stink fest last year, to say the least. I mean, to be fair, the whole defense was.
But if Howie still sees greatness in him, I'm still willing to give him a chance
I trust the big man.
and see what he can do. Shit, you never know. He could have the most interceptions this year.
But like I said, he normally has that tendencies of having a bad year one year and then rebounds the next year. Like the reason why the Giants let him go is because he had a terrible year that year. Guess what? Eagles picked him up, All Pro, Pro Bowler, and guess what? Vic Fangio, new defensive coordinator. Maybe how he thinks he fits well, maybe how he thinks he fits well in that system. Like I said, I personally am okay with Bradbury still here. Personally,
I agree with that. I think he's okay.
yeah.
He can get the job done in some places. I understand he gets hate. People make mistakes. Players make mistakes. I mean, come on. He might get a little nervous. Might have, like you said, low confidence.
Yeah.
Maybe he's, like you said, uncomfortable
Yeah.
in playing the nickel position. But I'm hoping this year, I'm willing to give him that chance that he plays good. But if he gets released, there's still time out there for him.
Still time.
Yeah.
The only problem with that is we would be taking on a lot of dead money. I think
Yeah.
around like 15 million. So I think that's another reason, and it's a good thing you brought it up. There's just really no point in releasing him unless you can trade him. And one, I don't think anyone's going to take that contract after that poor of a year. You know what I mean? Like he's getting paid over $30 million. I mean, it's ridiculous. But like I said, I think Howie pulled the trigger a little too early on him. I mean, he had to. But this is the question. So you have him, you have Slay. These are two older cornerbacks. You know what I mean? They're not getting any better, right? And they're both getting paid a good amount of money. And like I brought up earlier with the offensive line, Johnson doesn't have that many years left. We got Dickerson under contract. We got Malata under contract. Jurgens is going to be our center. Lenny, do you think in the draft we target secondary help? We were ranked 31st last year in secondary. 31st in the league. That is horrendous. Or do you think, we kind of pivot towards offensive line, or maybe that's later in the draft?
My opinion is I would go after secondary. I think we need it. And I think drafting rookies, especially some that have been performing good in the college, can learn from Slay.
Yes.
Can learn, let's say, from Blankenship. Like you said, he might just, recently new to the league. Still, he's a ball hog.
I think he plays well. I just think he's got to stay.
A lot of people can learn from him. But me personally, I would say secondary. But if you want to go outskirts, I understand. Maybe go for another lineman.
Mhm.
I mean,
heard edge talks.
Edge is possible. I mean, Reddick is out.
Yeah, I mean, got Huff. You got Sweat. I can see why you'd want that in that area. Personally, for me, I think the Eagles are going to go secondary, cornerback specifically. I'll tell you what. In the last 3 years of each draft, Howie has traded up to get who he's wanted. Did it with Smith. Traded up a pick or two, I think. Cut in front of the Giants, I think. I think it was Dallas who wanted Smith. Traded up, took him. Great pick, by the way. Love you, Skinny Batman. Have a lot of similarities. Did it the year prior with Jordan Davis. Great pick, by the way. I love Jordan Davis.
He's
going to have his opportunity this year. And did it last year with Jalen Carter. Talk about another. Oh, man, what a beast.
What a dog.
That guy's a dog. That guy's yeah. I think he's going to do it this year, too. I think there's going to be a cornerback he really likes, and I think he's going to cut in front of whoever that may be. I know maybe Miami, maybe Seattle. He's going to try it, I think. Like I said, Slay and Bradbury, I mean, they're not going to get any better. They're old. I have a little prediction myself. I think I was looking at the draft order today, actually, and I noticed that Seattle's I think a few picks ahead of us, maybe only 2 or 3 picks ahead of us, but they don't own a second-round pick. And, they got rid of a lot of their secondary. So, I think they're just going to look to add a lot of pieces. Maybe not necessarily the right or the big piece. They're just looking to add a lot to their team defensively. And I think they will trade back to get an extra pick in the second round. So I think it's very possible that the Eagles can trade up and take Seattle's pick. And If you want to hear from me, I think we're going to take Terrion Arnold from the Crimson Tide.
Wow.
Bama Tide.
He is a solid player.
I'll tell you what, very good player, had a very good season, did not have a good combine. Was projected to go top 15, but that draft stock has dropped. So if there's a chance that he could fall that low, I think Howie's going to pull the trigger. I really do.
You know, if I would say a prediction, if we just stick with our pick, I think we would go with Nate Wiggins.
Oh, that guy's good.
Clemson, dude.
You think he'll still be there?
I think he'll still be there. You know, I'm hoping he's actually a solid player. He's pretty fast. He had a good combine. You know, he showed a lot of potential, and I think he fits with the Eagles.
Yeah, it is a guy that we need. Yeah, that's possible. I like that. If he's still there, you take him.
You take him.
The question is he still going to be there? And we will find out whenever the draft is. The last point I wanted to bring up with our Philadelphia Eagles, in which I know Lenny was tuning into, I personally was not. But Lenny, were there a few birds at the link Sunday night? Were they playing football?
Oh, it's actually Saturday night.
Dang it. You see, I told you I didn't watch it.
But yeah, we had a couple of special guests at the WrestleMania event. Woo! Two big birds.
Woo! We had two big men. Were you one of them? Okay.
I wish. I'm not there yet.
I would have got excited.
Man, I would have came in and RKO'd somebody.
Oh,
but you know who came in to
What?
help? My favorite, Rey Mysterio. You know what two birds came out? Jason Kelsey and Lane Johnson.
Now I have one question. Did they perform the tush push there?
I'm sorry.
Jalen wasn't there?
Jalen was not there.
Jalen.
He just wasn't there.
It's okay. He's focused on. Actually, you know where Jalen was. Funny enough, he was at the women's championship game, the women's national championship game.
Really?
Yeah, he was. I saw he had an interview. But I was gonna say he was focusing on working out, getting ready for the season, and I'm gonna go with that answer. And I didn't know where Jalen was. But anyways.
But yeah, Lane Johnson, Jason Kelsey jumping over the gate with Tim's. He was wearing Tim's, bro.
He was.
Jason Kelsey.
Of course he was.
Bro came over, luchador mask, grabbed Dominic Mysterio, bam, him on the post. Oh, it was amazing.
These are all names I don't know, but Kelsey and Johnson.
Man, I love to see it. WrestleMania had a great first 2 nights there. It's been a while since they've been in Philly.
Yes.
And the Lincoln Financial did good. You know, they have over 145,000 people watching in those 2 nights.
Oh, wow.
So that was pretty good. Sleep Dog was there, actually.
What?
Yeah. You know,
D-O-double-G.
D-O-double-G.
Are you kidding me?
He did a little person with the bird.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
That
He got a little something.
That guy
Look, he got a little something with the cheerleaders. You know, he had a little
Oh,
fun
boy.
there. You know, a little dance moves.
Yeah.
We also had an enemy there on Sunday night. George Kittle. He was in stance. He was
He came out alive?
he was there.
How about the... Oh, okay.
He was there supporting a WWE
Yeah, no,
superstar.
I'm surprised no fans ran around the field.
Surprised he made it out alive.
Yeah.
Unless he's coming to the Birds.
No, don't want him. Nope. Cool with Goddard. I don't like Goddard's first name, but I'm cool with him. But yes, WWE was in Philly this weekend, and I know a lot of people went to it, had a great time. But yeah, so that's going to conclude us with the Birds, and talk more next week. Probably more about the draft coming up.
But we do get the draft coming in about
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
Less than 3 weeks.
Yep. And maybe we'll see if my prediction's right. Maybe we'll sign a safety. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see.
Well, as of right now, who is your draft pick?
Like I said, I mean, if Wiggins is there, you have to
I'm
take him.
sticking with Wiggins.
But I personally don't think he will. I think I'm going to go with Arnold. I think so.
If we don't trade up and Nate Wiggins is still there, Nate Wiggins. If not, I think we're gonna go for the white man, Cooper DeJean.
Oh, I would love him. That man's electric. But him too. I think he's going to get taken off before. I think Arnold's going to just fall to us because of his poor combine play. But yeah. So anyways, we're going to move on from that. But first thing I have to say before our next topic is I want you to put the word out there that we back up, baby. We're talking about the Philadelphia 76ers, baby.
Bang, bada boom.
What a phenomenal week for the Philadelphia 76ers. I honestly, personally, can't remember a time I've been more excited for Sixers basketball. probably since the beginning of the process, when the process was probably at like 5%. When Embiid came his rookie year, we got, not going to say the name, but you know what I'm talking about, Mr. Softy. Those years were fun to watch. Sixers were coming up after they had just stunk for a year. I mean, all-time stink fest. I mean, it was horrendous. But like I said, I mean, it seemed like the Sixers were dead in the water. 29 games without Joel Embiid. I mean, horrendous. But the day this man comes back, it's almost like Celtics fans, their ancestors, just like the day they decided to pour those chests of tea in the water. They finally got their freedom. That comeback story, just like us. I think this is our comeback story. I think Embiid coming back is really going to propel us. What do you think?
You know, Embiid coming back, it's like Christmas all over again.
I mean, it's
for
amazing.
76ers fans. I'm not going to lie to you. Him coming back, seeing him play.
Yeah, it's honestly, it's amazing to watch how much confidence the team plays with him. And when you run the offense through him, I mean, it just changes the game. So the Sixers are on a 5-game win streak now. And as of right now, are 7th in the East. I actually attended the game on Tuesday, April 2nd. His first game back. I actually have a funny story about this. So we were going to the game. I went with my mom and my mom's boyfriend. We got there, you know, fully expecting Embiid was not going to play because they had already announced this. He was coming back soon, but not that night. And we get to the stadium, and I'm waiting. I'm in line. By the way, if you're not from Philly, you don't understand. 1, the traffic is horrendous, and 2, to get in the arena, it is also horrendous. So I will say I love our teams, but not our means of how you get to watch those teams. But anyways, I'm in line and I hear a security guard say like, "Man, I wish Embiid was playing tonight." Like he's like, I heard he was coming back soon. I was thinking in my head, yeah, me too. Like if he was here, it would have been so much better. Check my phone, notification from Bleacher Report. Who, by the way, if you don't have Bleacher Report, they are always ahead of schedule. Always give the notification first. Joel Embiid will play tonight against the Thunder. I said, boy, I flipped my phone around and he said, boy, are you kidding me? I said, yeah, man.
Yo, fun fact, I remember getting the text from you, Embiid is back. And I was like, oh, shit.
I was so hyped. I was in that line jumping. Nobody knew I was jumping. They must have not had the Bleacher Report app. Bleacher Report sponsor us, baby. But yes, which also led to the Sixers getting fined $100,000 because, well, the NBA should be named the NFL because it is the no fun league. If you don't follow those specific protocols, you're going to get fined. And that's what they did, but who cares? It was amazing to see the big fella back, which, by the way, was an outstanding game. Outstanding game. Though, and I know Thunder fans are going to have Embiid's huevos in their mouth. They're going to say, oh, Shea wasn't there. J-Dub wasn't there. Well, we didn't have Maxey, who, by the way, we're going to get to the game he had last night. So I don't want to hear nothing from you guys. Embiid had a great game. I mean, just like I said, the team just plays with such a different confidence when he's there. And I mean, he just protects that paint. Like any team that's trying to drive on him, you could just see the fear in their eyes when they drive to that paint and he's standing there. I mean, he's amazing. Did you see that game Tuesday?
I watched a little bit, but not all. I was actually pretty busy on Tuesday, so fortunately I wasn't able to watch it all.
Yeah. But I will say I was there. Like I said, the crowd was amazing. I actually have a video of Embiid walking out on the court for the first time. Play that video?
I'll play it right now.
And it's 7 foot from Cameroon.
And as you guys can see, that was actually a nice video taken by our man, Stewie.
Not the best photographer, or excuse me. Like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's why I'm here. But anyways, so yes, if you watch the Sixers without Joel Embiid, I mean, you just saw how stagnant the offense was. A lot of ISO ball, not a lot of team basketball. And I'll tell you what, when this guy's there, it's a team. And they play through him and they play with him. And I don't know what, maybe he's just a locker room guy. And I know he's a great fun guy to be around. But I mean, maybe they just play harder with him. But he's a phenomenal player, obviously. So they ended up taking care of business Tuesday, took care of the Thunder in an absolute thriller. I mean, back and forth game. They were down by 10 with 3.5 minutes left. And they put Embiid back on the floor, and he just dominated. Just helped us
man, that man has pure confidence.
Yes.
He's a bull.
Yes.
He gets in there, leads the charge. Monster.
Monster. Absolutely. He's a beast. And we ended up taking care of business there. But probably the most important game of the week was played on Wednesday. We versed the Heat, and which we were in the 8th seed at the time. The Heat were in the 7th seed. This was very important for the Sixers to get this win if they wanted to host the play-in game, or if they wanted to make it out of the play-in, in which they handled business there as well. Maxey came back, put up 37 points, had a great game. I like to say this game was a track meet. It was a game of runs. Seemed like the Sixers were hot, and then the Heat were hot. The Sixers were hot, then the Heat were hot. Like it was
Just back and forth.
Yeah, a very back and forth game, but very like we went on a 10-0 run, they went on a 10-0 run. Like not that specifically, but it was fun to watch, and it was like I said for the Sixers who were behind them in the standings. We wanted it more, and we went on that final run that propelled us to victory. And like I said, Maxey had 37, almost a triple double, and Embiid obviously helped too. So like I said, and by the way, I will say, Maxey and Embiid, when they have played together, they have the highest win percentage in the NBA, better than Boston.
Holy smoke!
Right, and they haven't. There has not been a lot of games this year where they've been together. I mean, like I said, Embiid missed 29 games. Maxey's missed a few. There's only 3 games left in the year, so hopefully they can play the rest of these games together, build some chemistry. But I will say this, and I will always stand by this: Maxey's phenomenal, and especially what I saw last night, him just taking over the game late. I know it was against the Spurs, one of the worst teams in the NBA, but his best form, his best play is when Joel Embiid is out there on that floor with him. That 2-man game, pick and roll. I mean, Maxey's speed. I don't know. It's hard for teams to stop. But as well, the Sixers also played the Grizzlies. That was a pretty comfortable game for them. They kind of took them down easily. They are just absolutely demolished with injuries. I don't even know who was playing that game. I honestly didn't even watch that game. I saw they had like basically their whole starting and bench was injured. And I said, do they even have guys to play? Is this going to be a forfeit?
They're playing their G League team?
I guess, if they have one. But anyways, we took them down with ease. But like I said, and like I keep bringing it up, this game, the most electric game of the week was last night. I mean, what an outstanding game. Now, you might be saying, what? They played the Spurs? Well, we didn't have Joel Embiid. It was a back-to-back game with the Grizzlies the night before, Spurs tonight. Both away games, by the way. And Embiid coming back from injury, you don't want to overwork him. Obviously, we got the playoffs coming in. May have to play a play-in game, most likely, which we're going to talk about that in a second. But Embiid getting the rest, so we have to go against that alien on the other side. You know who I'm talking about?
Victor Wembanyama?
Yeah, that man is a freak. I mean, that dude is
freak
unbelievable.
nature.
I will personally say I was not on the Wemby train to begin with. I'm like, dude, this dude's a freaking noodle. I mean, how was he going to be able to stand with Embiid? How was he going to be able to stand with like a Jokic? But I'll tell you what, he is. I mean, he looks like he's going to be the next face of the NBA. That dude can do everything. He can dribble. He can break you down. I mean, he can make you. He'll take you to prom. He will make you dance on that floor. I mean, he really does. Dribbles like a guard. He can shoot the ball, and he's the best shot blocker in the NBA right now. Which I thought was going to give Maxey problems last night. I really thought that his defensive presence. I know Maxey has the speed. Maxey, he can dribble. Maxey can really get by his defender. But what's that going to matter if you got Wemby sitting in the paint waiting for you, ready to stuff your shot? And you know what? Maxey rose to the occasion. And I will say there were times this year where I questioned that. I questioned if Maxey could really carry this team, man. Without Embiid, he had his good moments, but I'll tell you what, there were some low moments. Like I said, just where the team wasn't playing like a team, just playing a lot of iso ball, forcing a lot of bad shots, which, by the way, when Embiid's there, that doesn't happen. A lot of great looks, mainly because the defense has to double Embiid. I mean, you can't not double Embiid. I mean, he's just that talented. But Maxey really showed up last night. He dropped a career high 52 points, career high. And
Wow.
I want to say this guy's name, number 9 on the Philadelphia 76ers, Mr. Tsunami Papi, Kelly Oubre. I mean, he just shows up when you need him. Like I said, even the Tuesday night game I went to, I mean, like I said, down by 10, Embiid was resting a little bit because, just coming back from injury. Supposed to be on a minutes restriction, but boy, he played almost 30 minutes. First game back from a torn meniscus. Almost 30 minutes. I mean, he looks healthy. Like, I have no concerns of this man being ready for the playoffs.
He's a new guy.
None.
He's a new monster now.
He's unbelievable. He's a freak of nature, and I love that he's on our side. But anyways, Tsunami Poppy just hits big shots when he's got ice in his veins. I don't care what D'Lo says, his stupid ice in his veins. No. That's Tsunami Poppy. That's why they call him Tsunami Poppy. He's got ice water in his veins. He's clutch, and I hope we bring him back next year. But he also helped Maxey lead this team to a double overtime victory. This game was amazing, Lenny. I watched the whole game. I was working last night, but I was more focused on this than work. I did not give an absolute fuck. Like I said, it was fun to watch. I was also in the championship for my fantasy basketball league, and I had Wembanyama, so I was kind of tossing and turning on who
50-50 on who.
So it was double overtime. Like, remember, you got a few more blocks and rebounds. So what you did.
But in fact, it was a win-win situation for Steven as he won.
Sixers won. I won the championship. It was amazing. But like I said, it was a great game last night. A lot of back and forth. There was a few late game buzzer, tie buzzer beaters. Maxey ended up tying it to go to the original overtime with a beautifully drawn up play by Nick Nurse. Beautiful. Then they ended up, we were leading. They ended up hitting a shot to take it to double overtime, and then we just imposed our will on them in the second overtime. They looked a little bit gassed. Their lack of guard play just couldn't keep up, and poor Wemby was kind of doing everything out there for the team. Was hitting shots over all of our team, and we even doubled him. Like I said, I thought we were going to lose that game personally because I didn't know how we were going to stop him. Dude's like a foot taller than everybody out there. Like, our biggest man, he's still taller than him. Like, you can double him, but he's still going to shoot the ball. And he was sinking threes, sinking step backs. Just so effective in the mid-range. So, but guess what?
He's just a beast.
We came out victorious and on a 5-game win streak. And now the Sixers sit in the 7th spot in the East. We got one more week of basketball. You excited? Excited for the playoffs?
I'm excited to win.
I hope so.
I hope we win. Fun little fact for you. Did you know that Maxey had 50 points in high school and the 50 points from Sunday night in the same arena?
He's the only player to ever do that. And I did not know that. The only player to ever have 50 points in high school and 50 points in the NBA in one arena, which, by the way, was his hometown.
That's nuts.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Well, I'm not sure if San Antonio is, but he's from around that area. I know he made a post on Instagram saying something about that stupid Riverwalk that Charles Barkley always shits on. And I know those women don't love Charles Barkley at all, always calling them overweight. But Maxey brought it up last night in his Instagram post. Maybe there was some shade there too from Mad Max. But yes, he did drop a 50-piece nugget last night. Actually, you know what he did? You ever get nuggets and like you get a 50-piece nugget or a 20-piece nugget, they give you a little extra? Yeah, Maxey got a 50-piece nugget, and they gave him 2 extra last night in the bag. He had a 52-piece nugget. So what a game from Maxey.
What a beast.
Now, the final thing I will say about the Sixers is we do sit in the 7th spot, and we're only a game behind the Pacers, and Miami is only half a game behind us. Now, here's the problem. I can see us sitting in that 7th spot. As much as I would love to go get the 6th spot, it seems hard to obtain. We would have to hope that the Pacers lose 2 of their last 3 games because they own the tiebreaker over us, and which is possible. They play Cleveland, who's also fighting for the playoff spot. Actually, fun fact, there is only a 3.5-game difference between the 7th seed, which we are in, and the 2nd seed, which is Milwaukee, which I wanted to bring up. And if Sixers fans, we do end up in the 7th spot, don't fear. If we win that playoff game, the playing game, and we play Milwaukee, they don't scare me at all. Doc Rivers, our ex-head coach, they are 500 since Doc Rivers got there. They were way better with their old coach they fired.
Wow.
Adrian Griffin. So they don't scare me at all. I think we can dominate them, but we'll talk about that more next week when we really find out who we're going to play and what seed we'll be. But my prediction is I believe the Sixers will stay in the 7th seed. I think the Pacers will handle business at least with 2 of those 3 games. I think they lose to Cleveland and they play the Raptors and the Hawks, so I think they can take care of pretty easily. But yeah, that's all I got for the Sixers. Anything else?
No, not much.
So
just keep it rolling.
Sixers fans, get excited. We got playoffs coming up. Now we're talking about the Fightins, baby.
Ooh, Phillies. Listen, I gotta say, he's the only Philly fan.
Oh man.
Sadly, I am a Yankee fan. I do like the Phillies. Do know solid about the Phillies, but
He has to like the Phillies now.
we'll get there. We'll see. But
I think they're catching on to him.
think he's a little dragging by Stewie over here. He's a little paint's coming off of him to me.
I'm trying, guys. For you Phillies out there, I'm trying to get them on our side, and we're going to a game next Monday. And I think I'm going to get him with the Glizzies there. I think that's going to take him over. And what? Who said it?
Who said that? Who
hopefully
said
they're
that?
dollar dogs. Oh no!
No.
Verga. Yeah. That would have got you. I know it would have got you if we had the dollar dog still. That would have got you.
That would have probably.
Yes, that would have. You would have hopped over the fence. You would have broke the fence to go through that. Oh man. But on a serious note, the Phillies are actually 5-5 as of right now. They did just beat the Cardinals as of like 30 minutes ago. So they are 5-5 now. But I'll say this with the Phillies: 5-5, 10 games in, right? It's a 162 game season, right? Where I think we're barely 5% in the season, and we got people complaining about the Phillies. So I think there's a lot of overreact with the Phillies right now. Like I said, we're 500 right now. I know the offense has been underwhelming, which I'm going to talk about. But I want to talk about pitching. But first, I did actually go to the game this last Monday, and I'm going to say this for the Phillies. They started off their season against the Braves, against the Reds, who I saw them play, which was a 10th inning loss. That was devastating.
Damn.
And the weather has not cooperated very well for the Phillies in their home stretch. I mean, can we use that as an excuse? I mean, can we? I know the other teams have had to play in the same weather, but can we use it? I mean, it sucked. Even Schwarber said it. I mean, this dude's a DH. This dude only goes out the field to swing the bat. He doesn't go out to catch fly balls. He even said, "Man,
Yeah, bro barely runs."
Yeah, this dude can't run. I mean, I will say he's slimmed down. I'm going to talk about Schwarber. I am really liking Schwarber. Right? I mean, I think there's only been one Schwarber so far, but he's provided other things for the Phillies so far. But yeah, he's slimmed down. But yeah, no, still can't run. No. Yeah, face the Reds, face the Nationals this week. Like I said, 5-5. Both of those teams don't have the highest hopes this year. The Nationals a lot less than the Reds. But like I said, 5-5. And I'll say this for the Phillies so far. One of the strong points this year, I think, has been their starting rotation. I know Nola didn't have a great first outing. I think he let up 6 runs. But guess what? Showed up, played the Nationals, pitched a shutout. I mean,
Wow.
But see, now that's the problem. Nola is also known for being very inconsistent. Only pitched 2 games this year. Is this the start to that inconsistency? Maybe. But I'll tell you what. He shows up when it matters. When we need Nola to be great, he's great. Played great in the playoffs. So I like Nola. Obviously, Wheeler is still dealing. But what else do you expect from Zach? I mean, he's just an absolute stud. Ranger, still resilient. I'll tell you what. When this dude lets up a hit or lets up a home, dude just doesn't flinch. Okay, I'm going to strike this next guy out. Dude is resilient. I mean, I love that dude. And Sanchez, that dude just pounds the strike zone. I mean, his sinker is just nasty. And a great game of the game I went to against the Reds. You know who sold it? The bullpen, Connor Brogdon. I mean, what an absolute – let up a grand slam. But I'll tell you what, he's not on the team anymore, so we're not going to talk about him anymore. The last time I say his name, thank you, but no thank you, sir. Yeah, I think the pitching's been good. The bullpen, I think they're going to come along. I mean, they've been starting to get better these last few games. Alvarado's hot. One day he's hot, one day he's cold. But I think we're deep there. I still think we're one of the deepest bullpens in baseball, like we were last year. I think they're gonna show up when they have to. I think, like I said, it's early in the year. There's a lot of overreaction with fans early in the year, a lot. So I think we gotta slow our roll a little bit, pump the brakes. You know what I mean? Brake check, and just relax. Now, the thing I need to talk about is what is going on with this offense.
Tell me, what is going on?
I mean, like, the pitching is one thing, right? We have one of the best lineups in baseball. We are not putting the bat on the ball hard at all. I mean, you look at the Yankees. I mean, what's going on with the Yankees? I mean, they're sending the ball out the park like it's their job. Well, it is their job.
Oh, it is the job.
I mean, they do it with ease. I mean, I know the Phillies.
Let me tell you something. The Yankees last season, absolute dog shit.
Yeah, horrendous.
I mean, come on.
Listen,
I'll agree. Absolute dog shit. Yeah. I mean, I would go up to Steven and I'd be like, man, Yankees stinking.
Yes.
Stinking.
Yep.
Dookie all over the place.
Yeah, oh yeah. Dog
Beginning
water.
as of right now, They're cooking, man. They're doing something. I mean, come on. First 4 games against the Astros, absolutely
phenomenal.
cooked them.
Yeah. I'm not a big Soto with the stupid shuffle thing, but I mean, yeah, dude can hit the baseball.
I
He
love
can.
him. I love
Yeah.
him.
I know you're a big Juan Soto guy, yeah. But me personally, no, I think he's a cocky little asshole. But personally, that's okay. He's good at what he does, so respect to him.
He does the job.
Yeah. Do you know what the record is? They were playing pretty good, haven't they?
I actually don't know as of right now. I didn't see the game if they had one today, but I think they're still in a clear positive record.
Yeah, I think so too. Phillies are even now. Like I said, they're hitting the ball, but not everyone's hitting the ball hard. I mean, they're bottom third in the MLB in exit velocity, and also in hard hit rate, bottom third. And with our stacked lineup, that's just abysmal. That just shouldn't happen. I mean, that's stuff like you just expect to see from the Nationals, like the Mets, other teams in our division that just suck. Castellanos, I don't know why he's on the team. That guy just looks like he has no confidence at all. I went to the game Monday. I mean, this dude, is just, he can't even read a fly ball. Like I said, granted, I'm going to use the excuse of the weather. Oh, maybe it's cloudy. You can't see the, not for Castellanos. Fuck that. Dude he just looks like he has no confidence. I mean, you watch him on the Reds, dude just played with swagger, man. I remember seeing this one clip of him. He stole home, that's ballsy. I mean, that is grabbing the bull by the nutsack right there, just yanking it. I mean, he just swag. And you see it at times, when he did this, which is the ring finger, that everyone thought was the middle finger in the playoffs. Just saying I want that ring, and then guess what? He just ended up selling always. So I don't know why he's still on the team. I mean, I think he's going to come around hopefully, but if not, I mean, I think we got it. We might have to deal him at the deadline. But enough of the sadness. Schwarber, how about Schwarbaum? This man usually doesn't start turning up till June. I mean, he's been putting the bat on the ball right now. I mean, I know last year, I think he may not even had a 200 average, even the year before that, around the 190. But I'll tell you what, he's slimmed down. He looks good, and he's putting the bat on the ball well. Only one Schwarbaum, but trust me, June's coming. He's going to be hitting a lot of Schwarbaums, but I mean, he's making good contact. He's hitting these nice little bloopers. He's really putting the bat on the ball well. So, like I said, 5-5. Let's stop overreacting. Last thing about the Phillies, though, how about those little City Connect jerseys?
Listen, me personally, I like the color. It's giving a little resemblance to the Philadelphia Union colors, which I love. Me personally, the little black and a little goldish. I'm pretty sure the City uniform's got a little lighter blue at the end, but dark in the top. But I like it. What do you think?
So originally, when I first saw it, I was in the car driving, and I thought it was a meme or something. I'm like, what the heck is this? And then I scrolled down, and then the Phillies posted it, and I was like, are you fucking for real right now? What is this? Then you look at it more, and you're like, it's okay. Then why blue and yellow? I know that was a lot of people's problem. This is not Phillies colors, but it is the Pennsylvania's or Phillies colors or state colors or whatever.
Yeah, it's the state
PAs,
colors.
I think. So I think it's cool. So the more I looked at it, I don't mind the colors, honestly. I honestly think the reason why people are talking so much shit on it is because it's the popular opinion, and a lot of people do that. I remember when Gritty first came out, which by the way is a fucking phenomenal mascot, but the team sucks right now. We're gonna get there. But when Gritty first came out, what is this fucking orange piece of shit? What is this hairball?
What's this funny looking thing?
Yeah, what is this? And the first game or whatever, everyone loved them. I think people especially Philly sports fans, we tend to go with the popular opinion. I think that's what everyone's doing. I think once you see all 9 guys out in that field wearing it on a Friday night, I think it'll look cool. But the thing I probably won't get over is the font. It just looks like the Pirates with the yellow and the.
That's understandable.
I don't know, the medieval or whatever you call that,
medieval or
the Pirates, that font, whatever you call that,
the historic font.
Not a fan, to be honest. Not a Philly thing. But that's enough of the Phils. But we'll see Friday night, and I think it's going to look great Friday night. I think it's going to change a lot of people's minds.
We'll see.
We will see. And another Philly team, like I said, speaking of Gritty, who is probably the best thing about this team at this current moment, the Flyers. Lenny, you got anything to say about this team right now? That's how I'm feeling. No, sorry. Choking. Absolutely choking. On a 7-game losing streak right now. And
God
losing to bad teams. The Blue Jackets? The Blackhawks? Who are these guys? And we're not losing. We're getting crushed. Like 6-2 to the Blue Jackets, 5-1 to the Blackhawks. I mean, we have fallen from 3rd to 6th in the Metro. Only 4 games left. I mean, I get it. There wasn't a lot of hopes in the offseason. I mean, no one really thought they were going to do well. They exceeded expectations. So, round of applause for that. But I mean, man, you're right in front of the finish line. You're just gonna trip and fall, and not gonna crawl your way there. Not even just tap the line. You're just gonna fall short. I mean, come on, man. I mean, it's embarrassing. A team that us Philly fans hate, the Penguins. I mean, they are on a win streak, and they're back up there. I mean, I believe they're even ahead of us now. It's embarrassing. Goaltending's horrendous. I mean, it's embarrassing.
They're just dog shit right now.
It's hard to watch. Honestly, I don't even want to talk about them that much. Like I said, only 4 games left. We'll see more next week where they end up falling.
Let's go on to a better team that's cooking right now.
How about them, baby?
The Philadelphia Union, actually. They just beat the Nashville, which me personally, we went to Nashville, but only I was able to attend to the stadium. But like I said, the Philadelphia took a nice big dub, 2-1, like I talked about last week. Carranza, Gazdag, I wanted them to come, and they did. Gazdag scoring at the 90th minute. Nice little header. It was nice. It was nice. They did it. But with that Union win, it actually took us to 2nd place.
Whoa, 2nd?
We were in 7th.
In the East?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Now we're in 2nd.
See, that's like NBA. Like 7th spot to 2 is like close. Like
it's
that?
Like close.
Yeah.
There's the teams that are still like they're tied in the same points, but they have a little better goal differential and other stuff.
So that's why we're in 2nd?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But like I said, the backup goalkeeper, Oliver Sumla. I'm pretty sure I'm saying that
Where's
right.
Blake? I know Blake.
Blake is injured.
The Jamaican Rasta?
He's injured.
What, too much? That's why?
Who knows?
Man, they got that good stuff in Jamaica.
He's good.
He's on cloud 10
But the backup, Oliver Sumla, he had a 4.5 rated game. It was actually pretty good. That's out of 5.
Damn. It's like a restaurant. You got 4 to 5 stars? 4.5 stars?
Yeah. He's pretty good.
I'd eat there.
He did really good, and I like him. I like the way he's cooking. Gazdag, Carranza, what again?
I wonder if he can goaltend for the Flyers. I mean, that's what we need right now.
The Flyers need a whole lot more than that.
They need life. They need Jesus.
But Philadelphia Union getting a nice win, and I'm hoping next week and Sunday at 2:30 p.m. against Atlanta United. They got some solid players. I hope we go and win, and hopefully let's bump us up.
Let's go, baby. Let's go, Union.
Let's go. But anyways, well, that was fun.
That was awesome. That was
a great time.
That was episode 2 of the Most Valid Podcast, and hopefully you guys enjoyed.
Fun little fact. UConn just beat Purdue. I just got the notification.
I remember I told you before we started. I'm like, oh yeah, the national championship game's on. I'm like, I'll watch it. It's over.
It's just
it's 11:30. Yo,
UConn just beat Purdue 75-60 to become the first team to repeat in 17 years.
15 points.
Just to get a little side note on that, but that was pretty cool.
I mean, Connecticut's close to Philly. I mean,
it's close.
Let's go UConn. I mean,
listen, there's still people that talk about it.
Personally, I'm a UNC fan, so I don't really care. But back-to-back champs, isn't that crazy?
That's crazy.
Wow.
That's nuts.
I think that's the first time it's happening since like the early 2000s. Good for UConn, man. Congratulations, you Husky fans out there.
But I had a great time. Like I said, I hope you had a great time.
Awesome.
I hope you guys had a great time. Thank you for enjoying us. Thank you for having the time, if you actually did watch us.
Yes.
To listen to us. We're some pretty funny and good-looking dudes.
I would like to say so myself, especially this man on my left, maybe on your right, guys.
Oh.
I'll tell you what, if you want to check his socials out too, you maybe want to see a little more of this handsome fella, why don't you check right there?
Right here.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want to check his out, it'll be right up here. I'll make sure to put them on. If you want to check all of our platforms, I'll have them all up here. Anyways.
Another thing, guys. We're just getting this thing started. Is there anything? If there's anything you would like for us to talk about or see next week, please drop them in the comments below. We'll be sure to try and focus on that and discuss that.
Anyways, thank you guys for enjoying us, and we hope you had a great time.
Peace out, Philly.
Peace.